Big promises and big numbers. President-elect Donald Trump is already making waves with a major announcement. Today, he revealed that SoftBank is set to invest $100 billion into the U.S., creating 100,000 jobs in cutting-edge fields like AI and emerging tech. Watch.
And we've just concluded a very productive meeting, and today I'm thrilled to announce that SoftBank will be investing $100 billion in America, creating 100,000 American jobs at a minimum. And he's doing this because he feels very optimistic about our country since the election.
Here to break it down with me is Matthew Peterson, editor-in-chief of Blaze News, and Carol Roth, recovering investment banker and author of You Will Own Nothing. So, Carol, I look at this, Donald Trump, he's already reviving the economy and he's not even in office yet. How are we doing this already?
Well, certainly he is Mr. Art of the Deal. And so anytime he's got somebody's attention, he's going to find a way to try to get a win for himself and for America at the same time. So certainly if he is meeting with the head of SoftBank, he's going to find a way to try and direct their investment dollars to the United States. SoftBank's sort of an interesting organization. The head is an interesting character. But if they have dollars to spend and invest, it's better for them to be investing that in the United States instead of having our foreign countries take dollars out of the United States, particularly given our fiscal foundation. So nice to see that Trump already, with his cabinet, with DOGE, with some of these investments, is so proactive ahead of the inauguration, wants to hit the ground running with, positive momentum and actual positive things to talk about. It's unusual. I'm not even sure what to say.
It's great to see something like this happen instead of the reverse, which has been happening for a long time. In this case, I'm curious. Is there a direct relationship here in some way between, the technology people who have supported Trump this entire time? Mark Andreessen basically said, the AI meeting that he had with the Biden administration was, you walk out of it and you say, I'm supporting Trump now. Here you have a large company that's in that space. Is this company part of, the movement moving forward? Do you read this as a sign of the future, or is it like a one-off?
So I think it's a little bit of both in this particular case. This is a quote unquote whale in the venture capital industry that likes to make strategic bets. And certainly as we see AI gaining importance and everybody sort of hanging their hat on this is going to be some of our productivity miracles, some of the growth that is going to be able to push us forward and hopefully help the heal the cracks in the fiscal foundation. I think that, kind of signals, there's going to be more opportunities here. And when you see Mark Andreessen and David Sachs and these Elon Musk, these really big names who are sort of guiding and stewarding, being the stewards of the ship, that if you have money to invest, you want to invest in that direction. I think that's a smart direction. But absent that, I think that there's also just the tech bros in general who are understanding that they have an opportunity to have a business-friendly president and administration that is going to understand what it's going to take for America to compete and win in the next 100 years. And so, they're treating it like a business transaction, not like politics. Trump is as well. Hopefully we don't have Congress getting in the mix and putting up more barriers. And I think that's the question that remains to be seen.
Now, Carol, I want to keep the winning going, but I don't know if we're going to, because I do know that small businesses are seemingly under attack from the government right now. You've been all over this story. So what is the beneficial ownership information rule, and why has it become such a burden for small businesses that are just trying to be out here living our lives, Carol?
All right, I'll tell you the bad news, and then there is a kernel of good news. So I'm going to put that out there so you stick with me. So this is a rule that comes out of Treasury, and it was given authorization by Congress, and it is their Financial Crimes Division, the Financial Crimes Enforcement Network. And they came out and said, we want to prevent terrorism. We want to prevent money laundering. How are we going to do this? Well, we're going to have businesses register their information, their driver's license, their passports, sensitive personal information for everybody who owns a business and anyone who has a big decision-making role in a business, which is absolutely absurd to think that cartels and terrorists and money launderers are going to register that information with the business. So they're treating small businesses like financial criminals, which is unconstitutional to begin with. And then they're saying, if you don't comply, we're going to turn you into a financial criminal. The penalties, jail time, up to $600, almost $600 a day in terms of penalties and more if you don't comply. So small businesses have been up in arms if they knew about it. Millions of small business owners don't know anything about this because there's been very poor communication of this rule. So I've been all over this, and many small business organizations have been all over this. We had the NSBA go, one of 10 lawsuits, I believe, that are outstanding. They went to the court system, and early in the spring, they got the rule that it was unconstitutional. But the judge said, well, it's only going to be for you, NSBA. It's not going to be for everyone, which made no sense. Then the NFIB went to the court system at the beginning of the month, and that court granted an injunction for everyone. So all small businesses that were subject to this reporting, now they said Treasury cannot enforce compliance and they can't enforce the penalty. So we did get a great win. The problem, guys, is that now the government has appealed that ruling. So if the courts then were to lift the injunction, if they were to narrow the scope, maybe to just the plaintiffs again, like we saw in the other case, then small businesses would be forced to comply again. And with a January 1st deadline, that means those massive penalties, including jail time, are on the table. So what many of us are asking for are a couple of different things. We're asking for Congress to delay this by at least a year, so there's some time to work it out. We know that there's a continuing resolution. We're hoping that maybe this language, this delay language, ends up in that, and that there's some action to give certainty to small business. The other thing is that the Trump administration, it would be really great for them to come out and say, A, we will not enforce penalties, so you don't have to worry about that. And even better would be to say our Treasury is going to jettison this because we know it's unconstitutional. We are all about deregulation and taking away barriers and supporting small businesses. So if we could get the Trump administration to do that, maybe even via Elon and Vivek and DOGE, that could be a really big early win for all of them and give real certainty to small businesses who are now on pins and needles. They know they don't really need to comply at the moment, but anytime the court lifts or changes the injunction that was put in place, that could put those penalties back on the table. And nobody wants to be scrambling around Christmas, around New Year's to have to deal with this.
Carol, what drives me nuts about this is the fact that, just the emperor wears no clothes, that large corporations are exempt. We gotta run, unfortunately, 30 seconds, but do they even have like a fig leaf covering up why it's okay to just exempt large corporations and foist this on small businesses?
No, this is absolutely insane. If you want to go after cartels and money launderers, do you think that that's the cupcake shop down the street, or do you think that's a major organization? If you want to go after financial crimes, why are all the financial services companies exempt? This is clearly a target at small business, which is the backbone of the country, 34 million. They need certainty now. So Congress, Trump, please listen, act.
Keep saying that. Carol Roth, thanks so much, because honestly, if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't know about this. And this is not something that I want to be dealing with over Christmas and New Year's. Thanks so much.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, don't come at me, bro. This is what I want to tell the government right now. I have other things I need to do.
Exactly.
I don't want to pay $600 a day. I thought not paying the Obamacare, you had a $1,000 fine. I thought that was bad. This is $600 a day. Are you kidding?
It's absolutely crazy.
This is what the government is going to do. Thank you so much.